Lasermate. Eject. Operation. Channel intro.
Hello, fellow YouTubers. LegWC Stop Motioner here. Welcome to viewers new and old. And today, I'm taking a look at Transformers Beast Wars Transmetal Cheetor. This is a figure I got not too long ago, just a couple weeks ago. And he's a nice figure. Despite being well over 20 years old, he still holds up fairly well. Except for the Transmetal paint job. You see it's chipped some. But still, it looks good. I don't know why his name is on the side, but this is just an issue with all Transmetal figures. Really, my biggest problem is just this front part does not lock into place. You can kind of manipulate it to get it to stay up there, but it's not fully secure. But honestly, the tolerances with this guy would probably be my biggest issue. Because otherwise, again, I think it's a really nice figure. It looks very accurate. The paint on it is good. The cheetah head is very nice. Doesn't look too bad underneath. Got this tail on the back. It's still pretty cool. And of course, he has his flight mode. And in the show, I think his tail would go like this when he went into flight mode. Then you flip these out. And then there's just kind of a tab right here. You can just push on to extend the jets. And just do the same on this side. And you can just put his legs out, and he can fly. So that's really quite cool. Transmetal alt modes are vehicle modes, are a little hit or miss, but this one's not too bad. Yes, it's hollow from the side, but and what can you do? Again, this figure was pretty ahead of its time, but I think they were still kind of getting the hang of the new system. Odds are, if Hasbro were to tackle a new version of this guy today, there would still be hollowness in here with the jets out, so that doesn't really bother me. So, comparisons, here he is with my other Cheetors. Here's what came before. This is based on his Season 1 design. Of course, this is the Kingdom one. And then here's what came after. This is the Transmetal 2 version. And yeah, I think out of all these, I like this one the best. These two are pretty cool in their own right, but this one is like really good. Then of course bring out the rest of the Season 2 Maximal team. Here's Transmetal Optimus Primal. He'll just stand up. Here's Silverbolt. Here's Rhinox. And here's Dinobot. So that's most of the Season 2 team. Only one I'm missing is the Transmetal version of Rat Trap, and for that I'm going to try to get the 10th anniversary version. But these all look pretty cool together. You got kind of a mix, the shininess of Cheetor and Primal. Silverbolt, of course, looks like kind of a mythological beast. And then Rhinox and Dinobots still have the more realistic looking animal modes. Now, articulation in this mode, I mean, I guess you can count this with the head, but legs, front legs can go all the way around. You do get a pretty good bend right here because of how these fold up in robot mode. You do get articulation in the front paws, and you do get this. Of course, this is a waist swivel in robot mode. So, it can work pretty well here, like he's pushing off of a wall or something. Then back legs, I mean, not much in the way of forward, but can go like this and kind of out to the side. Now you do get some double bends in the hind kind of knee areas. And you get that right there. So, articulation, I mean, it's honestly pretty good for a beast mode. A lot of times, the older ones were kind of bricks in beast modes, but not this one. This one's actually pretty well articulated. So, I think that covers his Cheetah mode. So now I can transform him. So, Cheetor, maximize. And a lot of these original Beast Wars figures are pretty easy to transform, but it's still a cool process. So first off, go ahead and remove the tail, set it off to the side, fold the legs down, like this, fold the foot down, and the heel. And do the same on this side. Then just fold these up. Fold these up like that. Fold this section down. And this part's just kind of on a double hinge, so fold this down. Then pull this section down, and kind of halfway you want to poke the head out. And just split in the middle. Fold this out to the side. These out to the side. Just kind of straighten everything. And there's Cheetor in his robot mode. And this robot mode is actually really good. Like I said, this is a 20-plus-year-old figure, so it still holds up. For the most part. I don't like that face sculpt. I do believe this toy was made first, and then they just took some design liberties when they translated it into the show. I think that's how it went with the original Beast Wars line. Because, I mean, that face, he kind of looks like a vicious murderer. That's not right for Cheetor, because Cheetor is a goofy kid. So, it would be kind of cool if they reissued this figure and gave him a better face. Because otherwise, I think the helmet design is good. And my other issue I have with him is that this chest does not lock in place at all. Shoulders, I mean, they don't really tab into anything, but there's actually kind of a... I don't really know what you describe that as, but there's a little bit of resistance when you pull this out at first. So, that's not a big deal. But this chest, that could be an issue. It's not really going to affect anything when you're displaying him, but if you're kind of playing around with him, it's going to come undone, which it's just a shame that they couldn't have found a way to lock it into place, but oh well. Otherwise, like I said, the figure translated very well to the on-screen model. It's pretty accurate. I think the proportions look pretty good. And of course he comes with this tail that they decided to homage in the Kingdom toy, which again is, I guess, kind of cool, but you know, that was supposed to be based on a Season 1 design. You know, if they were going to put this tail in there, they should just do it if they ever decide to make an updated version of this, which, like I said, for the most part, I really don't want them to do. mainly because I paid quite a bit for this guy, and I really don't want, them to make a better one. Even if there are some things that could be improved with this one. So that's his main accessory. Now, if you want, in the show, he would put his hands together and he can shoot lasers out of them. And you can actually kind of recreate that. I don't know if they really meant for this to be a feature, but you can just put them together and he can attack like this. It doesn't look super good, but I mean, in all fairness, it was kind of dumb in the show also. So this works well enough. I definitely will not be displaying him like that, but still, it's not bad. Alright, now for some comparisons. Let's see, here's the Kingdom one, which, like I said, you can see the similarities in the whip or axe design, whatever it was supposed to be. So like I said, that's his previous form, and this is the form he took on after, which, again, this isn't bad, but I still think I like this design better. Especially as far as toys go. I mean, this toy is pretty cool, but it looks a little off to what we finally got in animation. But that's the Cheetors. So I'm pretty much done with my Cheetor figures unless I do get the Netflix version, which I am planning to do soon. And get some labels and kind of customize him. Get him a gun, which he should have had to begin with. Then I'd be done with Cheetors. Well, then, and like I said, I gotta complete this guy. Then I'm done, fully. Well, unless that they release an alternate head for this guy that has a better face. Okay, I promise, that's it. Then, of course, here's the Season 2 Maximal team. There's Transmetal Optimus Primal. You'll see more of him in a minute. Let's see. Here's Rhinox. Here's Dinobot. And here's Silverbolt. So there's most of the Season 2 team, again, aside from the Transmetal Rat Trap. And these look great together. I gotta say, the original Beast Wars figures do not look too out of place with like modern updates like the Thrilling 30 Rhinox or Kingdom Dinobot. The scale actually works fairly well. And whether I should be crediting the original toys for that or the new toys for that, I don't really know. But I'm very happy about it. Alright, now for his articulation, head is on a ball joint, and he does also have the transformation joint, so he can definitely get a lot of down. You can look down in his chest, which is hollow, but it doesn't really bother me that much, in all honesty. He can tilt. It can do a full 360. Shoulders can do a full 360. They can go out that far, and again, if you use this transformation joint, you can get kind of a butterfly joint. Elbows are on ball joints, very loose. I can pull off about 90, maybe slightly over. I don't know. Nothing in the hands, but due to how they're designed, that's okay. He does have a waist swivel. Legs can kick forward that far, so that's pretty good. And back that far. Then out to the side that far. Which is a little bit better than what I would expect from this design, but still not great. You can just kind of tilt it a little bit. Then you do get a knee bend, then a shin bend if you want to do that for some odd reason. I feel like I say that a lot in these videos. And of course you get foot and heel articulation. That's what I love about these Transmetal figures. The articulation still holds up fairly well. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have an ankle tilt or hand articulation, but Because how the transformation works, I don't really care. This figure is really awesome. Even if he does have some things that drag him down. So, I think that pretty much covers him. So I'll go ahead and stick him on my display. Okay, so there's Cheetor with my Beast Wars Season 2/3 display. He's right next to his Transmetal 2 self. And of course he's right by his fellow Transmetal figures that are still epic figures. So, overall, I like this figure. I know I kind of said that a lot of times throughout the review, but he still holds up well. Cheetah Mode, can't really find a whole lot to complain about other than the head not really locking into place. The transformation, I mean, it's simple, but I mean, how complex does it need to be? It does what it needs to do to get the job done. In robot mode, well, I still really do not like that face, and the floppy chest is quite annoying. It still looks really good, and the articulation is nice. So, overall, I definitely recommend you get this figure. If you can find him for a good price. Because these Transmetals are not cheap. Maybe Hasbro will reissue them eventually, which would be really nice. But if you can get this guy for a good deal, I say go for it. He's still a really cool figure, and he's a lot of fun. And this wraps up my Transformers reviews for just a little while. I should have finally have a sword for my animated Megatron coming. And Terrorsaur, the Golden Disc Collection version, that one is supposed to come next Monday. So that should be cool. And of course, we got a Fan First Friday coming, which I should be excited about, but I'm honestly not, because I'm just not financially prepared for that. Hopefully it's nothing too big, but we'll have to see. Now, I might review some of my Lego sets soon, so there's still cool stuff coming. So, that about does it. That's my review for Transformers Beast Wars Transmetal Cheetor. If you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and God bless.